Okay, everyone, I'm back. Okay, this video was totally different from the last one, so I wanted to go ahead and come on and make a new video. So, in December of 2022, I had a premonition. I was on the phone with a friend and we were just talking. And I told her, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like 2023 is going to be so chaotic. And she was like, really? I think that 2023 is going to be my best year yet. I said, it may very well be, but I just feel like it's just going to be so much chaos in the world. I feel like there's going to be more aggression, more altercations, more fighting, more accidents, more of everything to a whole nother level. So there were some things that I was noticing, and hold on, let me let them know that I'm live. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I just felt like it was just going to be more chaotic. And I start noticing early off the beginning of the year, it was just weird. All these different fan groups, the Beehive, the Navy, the Barbs, this group, that group, going against each other. Happy Tuesday, Clyde. I just thought that it was just very chaotic. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to come on live and I'm going to talk about these things. So first off, let's talk about the Grammys. Congratulations to Beyonce for winning 3 more Grammys. We already kind of knew she was going to win those. Let's be real. So there was someone on Instagram. You all know him as the Scorpion. He is a part of the dynamic duo of the Scorpion show, Kevin and Mikkel. So I've been following them for years. I'm a huge fan of the Scorpion show, one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. He made a post. Hey, Lady Snoop, how are you? He made a post and he said he added the Recording Academy. Actually, he tweeted this. I follow him on Twitter. He said, at the Recording Academy has no problem awarding Beyonce Grammys for minor categories. She hasn't won a major category in 13 years. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Lady Snoop. So he tweeted that, and it got quite a few retweets and, a lot of views, activity, all that type of thing. And I said to myself, you just not realizing that? The Academy literally just gives Beyonce Grammys. And listen, I can appreciate Beyonce and her music. Renaissance is an amazing piece of art. The way that woman's vocal ability, her vocals on that album are literally almost, it's indescribable what that woman can do with her voice. I'm not taking away her talent. What I am saying is that the numbers, because we're talking about the numbers right here, the numbers don't match. When is the last time that Beyonce has actually won in a major category? And I said to myself, oh, so now it's a problem. Now people are, bringing it up. And so I responded, and I'm going to actually read out exactly what I said, because this is a fact. Give me 1 second, because so many people responded to it. So give me a second. I said, it's crazy that people now see it only because it's Beyonce. How about Nicki has been treated like this for over a decade? And when I speak of Nicki, I'm talking about Nicki Minaj. At least Beyonce is put in the appropriate genre and the appropriate category. Like for instance, with this particular year, she was put in the electronic category because it's one of those electronic uh pop albums. I want to say the exact category because I don't want to get it wrong, but just read this real quick. And I said, Nikki can't even get a nomination. And when she does apply, they put her in every genre but what's appropriate. So let's break it down by exactly what I meant by that. Okay. So she won for Best Dance Electronic Album because that entire album was a dance slash electronic album. She won for Plastic Off the Sofa for traditional R&B performance. If you listen to that song in itself was a great R&B performance. However, Break My Soul was a dance record. She won for Best Dance Recording. Break My Soul was a dance slash electronic record. And then she won for Best R&B Song, which was Cuff It. Like Kevin said, no major categories. Okay, last night when I heard the number of Grammys she won, I said to myself, she was more Grammys than the number of years she's been alive. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The woman is extremely talented. But I will say this. Okay, for Brown Skin Girl back in 2021, she won for Best Music Video. I'm just going off of different ones. For Beyonce, the album, she won for Surround Sound Album in 2015. These are her Grammy winners that I'm just naming out random categories. Okay, she's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, she's won so many, but I'm just going off of in the past 10 years, just to go over that she's not won in any major categories. Now, let's talk about Nicki. Nicki, every single year almost that she has a single out, she's topped the charts, she has a record out, she applies to the Academy and they always give her hell. Every single time. As you all probably heard, there was a big fiasco with her and Lotto. And she was using Lotto as an example because when she applied for her song, what was it? Nasty Girl, Nasty Freaky Girl. When she applied for that record to go in for a Grammy as a Grammy nomination, they would not put it in the rap category. They ended up only allowing her to apply for a certain category. Yet, Lotto's song with Mariah Carey, which was a remix, was allowed to be a part of the rap category. So it was biased. Okay, let's see what you said. The Grammy Academy do just enough to keep the absolutely, absolutely, because that's the thing. It don't matter what anybody says, the Beehive sting way more than the Barbs. They do. That's the absolute truth. And I guess that now the Beehive is starting to see how the Academy works because they see what Beyonce now, basically, she's not getting the Grammys for these big categories. It's basically like smaller categories. So my thing is this: all of these years, Nicki Minaj has been complaining about the Academy, how she feels like there has been a lot of blacklists against her, racist against her, and that no matter how many times she applies, she's basically just shunned away. No one wants to talk about that. And let's be real, Nicki charts. I'm talking about #1 charts, but yet and still they are not allowing her songs to even be nominated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull it up because I don't know if you guys know this, but Nicki Minaj has never won a Grammy ever. Not one time. So we're just going to go off of her nominations. Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group, 2011 nominee. Best Rap Performance, 2012 nominee. Best New Artist, 2012 nominee. Best Rap Album, 2012 nominee. Best Album, 2012 nominee. Best Pop Duo Group Performance nominee for Bang Bang. Everybody that knows that song, Bang Bang, knows that song hit #1. She was only nominated. Best Rap Song for 2015, Anaconda nominee. Best Rap Performance 2016, Truffle Butter nominee. Melodic Rap Performance nominee 2016. Best Rap Album, The Pink Print, 2016 nominee. So Nicki Minaj hasn't even been nominated since 2016. We're talking about 7 years. This woman hasn't been nominated. Name how many #1 songs you can literally put them in the chat. How many #1 songs Nicki Minaj has had in the past 7 years? None of her songs has been nominated. So you can't tell me that there is something going on with the Academy. You cannot tell me that this woman has not been blacklisted. Now, it has been rumored. Nicki has even come out and said on interviews, but y'all know how I feel about an interview. I don't believe nothing unless it's in the court. I don't care who say it. At the end of the day, Nicki Minaj went on to a platform. She did an interview and she said that she was told by the Academy, she received a phone call 5 minutes before she was supposed to perform. So let me break it down. 2012 was her year. She had been nominated for so many awards, and Nicki has won a plethora of other awards. She just haven't won no Grammy. She was going to be performing on the Grammys for her first time. She had been in rehearsal all week. She had been planning for this day for her life. This was her moment for life. Okay? Grammy stage, front and center. She was going to be performing Roman's Revenge. Anyone who knows who Roman is, that is one of her alter egos. Roman's Revenge basically is a song about a young boy who was possessed. If you go on to YouTube, type in, after we're done with the live, type in Nicki Minaj Roman's Revenge, you'll actually see the entire you'll be able to see her perform it. I will tell you this. Back then in 2012, she was way ahead of her time, because if she would have done that performance today, it would be iconic. But because it was done then in different times, she got a lot of bad press. It was horrible. But let's back up some. 5 minutes before she was going to go on, mind you, everybody was tuned into the Grammys in 2012. Everybody was waiting for Nicki, the Nicki, to come on and perform in front of everybody. That was the performance everyone was waiting for. I'm telling you, that was the performance. The Academy, literally, before she was going to walk on stage, told her, "We don't want you to perform. We feel like it's going to be a lot of backlash because that song basically, she had a pope come out, and there was going to be an exorcism involved, and there was holy water involved, and it was very theatrical, and it played upon the Catholic Church. The Academy didn't want the backlash of that. But Nicki's thing was, you've seen me do rehearsal for weeks now, and y'all did not say anything to me. So now, the night of the performance, all my fans are tuned in. You want to cancel the performance 5 minutes before I go on. And they basically gave her an ultimatum, according to Nicki. Either you do not perform, and we'll work this thing out in the back, or you perform and you will never, ever, ever receive a Grammy or be a part of the Academy. Nicki decided to still perform because it was about her fans. She performed, and from what they're saying, from what Nicki is saying, she was expecting, because I never knew this, but people kind of already know if they're going to get a Grammy or not. And she was expected to literally perform and then go ahead and get her Grammy as soon as she performed. She didn't get a Grammy that night. Some other person won. I can't even think of the people's name, but they were pretty popular at the time, but they literally was like a one-hit wonder, because I don't even think that they even do anything now. Can't even think of the person name, but their song was pretty popular during the time. But anyways, they ended up winning Album of the Year. Nicki didn't win Best Rap Performance. She didn't win no Grammys. All of these nominations, no Grammys. Okay, let me go into the chat real quick. Oh yeah, they're definitely punishing her for her life choices, because she chose her fans. She chose to go ahead and perform over listening to what the Academy was requesting. So anyways, years later, Nicki's no longer afraid, and she's speaking out about what the Academy is doing to her. People are saying, "Oh, you're a hater, you're mad." These are other people, because there's the Cardi B fans. But let's be real. Cardi B is a force to be reckoned with on her own. But she not on Nicki level. Let's call a thing a thing. Nicki has completely changed the way rap for women and that genre have moved. She has been the ultimate crossover queen when it comes to the queen of rap. And let's be real. She's done things that I think the closest person to Nicki Minaj when it comes to rap that's been able to do the whole crossover thing has been Dana, which is Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah went into acting and Oscar nominations and being on Broadway and being in Oscar nominated films. Like, Queen Latifah is just like, she is that woman. But beside Queen Latifah, you looking at Nicki. Nicki has been able to go into fragrance, and she had her own makeup line that sold out with MAC. Like, everybody wanted, the Nicki Minaj Pink Friday lipstick. Like, that was the thing. And now all of a sudden, people now are paying attention to what the Academy is doing because it's Beyonce. And it's like, let's not pretend that these are not two extremely talented Black women who have been bamboozled by the Academy. But Beyonce will still tolerate it because about her, it's about the numbers. With her, it's about how many awards that she's getting. About her, it's about being the number one title holder. But at some point in time, shouldn't it be quality over quantity? Shouldn't it be what you're really deserving of? Why aren't you? Listen, I don't need none of them bees stinging me. But I'm really speaking real facts right here. Hold on, let's see. Nikki's accomplishments. Absolutely, extremely long listed. You know, we're not going to even talk about her personal life. We're talking about what this woman has done in the game of rap. Let's be real. Kanye West, when it came down to her monster verse, her verse was so good and superseded him, Jay-Z, Rick Ross. It tore all of their verses apart. He even questioned even putting her on the song because she was better than all of them put together. And this was a woman. She didn't even have an album out at the time. Go back and listen to that Monster, that verse from Monster. Oh, thanks, Master T. You know, I just want to talk about what the issue is. Why is it all of a sudden that, oh, it's Beyonce? Now all of a sudden it's an issue because Beyonce? No, it's been an issue. It's been an issue. The Academy are a whole bunch of racists. And we need to go where we are supported, not tolerated. And it hurts me to now actually look at the numbers, and I bet you guys didn't even know. Nicki Minaj hasn't even been nominated for a Grammy in 7 years. And I guarantee you, every single one of those 7 years, you could write down a number one song that she made. And I'm talking about numbers, platinum. This is still a platinum selling artist. That woman has been on tour within the past 7 years. And you mean to tell me she didn't pull out no platinum albums? Stop it. Let's not even go to the Queen tour. It's disgusting to me. But because it's Beyonce, people want to talk about it. Okay. Let's get off of that. Because, you know. Next thing I want to talk about. Be leery of people who incite chaos wherever they go. I know y'all seen it because I seen it too. Whenever certain people turn on this camera to go on to YouTube, wherever they go, they incite drama and they incite chaos and they incite fights and arguing and all type of foolishness on panels. Everywhere they go. I will say this once and I will say this again. Be careful who you give your view to. There are people who use this platform for good. And then there are people who use this platform because they like the rush. It's adrenaline to them. To see the numbers in the chat, to see the comments in the chat, to see how many people are on their live. It's a rush to them. It's a drug to them. And you watching them, even in the midst of all of their foolishness and foolery, incites them to continue on with the foolishness and foolery. So I'm going to say this again. Be careful who you give your view to. Because in their mind, if you watching it, you're okay with it. In 2023, I really want us to watch people with intent. And I've said this a few times, and I'm going to continue to say it. Stop giving people your damn view, especially if they're not worthy of it. So now you in the bushes, you in the back chat, you just watching. You know deep down inside that you don't agree with none of the foolishness that they saying, but it's fun to be in the bushes and to incite them to continue to gossip and create chaos. If that's what you want to fill your head with, be my guest. But I'm not doing it over here. Again, stay away from the chaos, especially if you have a choice. Oh, yeah, they absolutely love to gain clicks and views. Absolutely, Master T. Okay, let's see what she says. We saw Beyonce's dad create her professional career. He mapped it out perfectly. Pop, bubblegum, no offensive songs, then solo, then pro coaching. He had the positive. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Clyde. Absolutely. And I had this conversation with someone. They actually tried to compare Beyonce to Kim Kardashian and said that Beyonce was jealous of Kim Kardashian because she always wanted a mom like Kris Jenner. I said, girl, where the hell you got that from? Excuse me for my language. Kris Jenner literally pimps out all of her children to the highest bidder. And then when I broke it down and I was like, literally, Kanye was a mark. And she knew that she was the hot Armenian girl that all the guys thought was exotic and pretty. And she knew that Kanye had a thing for her. And she also knew that Kanye was dating Amber Rose at the time. And she played that to her advantage and she didn't care. And she used her feminine ability and used her Jezebel spirit to be able to convince Kanye to get her into doors that would have never opened for her without him. And now she is the multi-billion-dollar mogul that we all see today. And that's just the facts. Okay, let me see. No, we knew Kim out the gate for a tail and being a hanger on her phone. Absolutely. And let's talk. Let me give you a little tea about Kim that a lot of people don't know. Kim Kardashian literally used to be a personal assistant. And after she was a personal assistant for several years, she would actually be a personal organizer for the wealthy, rich and famous. She was known for organizing people's closets. That was her thing. She would go into people's closets and organize them. She was HGTV before there was HGTV. It was Kim. And she, at the time, worked for Brandy. Brandy had a younger brother named Ray J. Everyone knew that the Norwoods were the Black elite. Brandy was the Black princess. She was Cinderella. She was Grammy Award winner Brandy, who had this TV show and deals and money. And, she had been around for so many years. So when she started working for Brandy, she started dating Ray J. And her mom ended up hiring Kim. So Kim was working for Mrs. Norwood, and she gave her job as personal assistant to her sister Chloe. So Chloe was working for Brandy, and Kim was working for Mrs. Norwood, while Kim was also dating Ray J. Now, what you all don't know is that's how they were able to fund Dash. Uh-huh. This is a story that no one ever wants to talk about. That's how they were able to fund Dash. Because while they were being personal assistants to that family, they had stolen their credit card. And it's not allegedly, because it was a court case behind it. So we're going to talk about it. Stole the credit cards and literally bought over years and years and years and months of merchandise to fund Dash. Their clothing store, Dash. Yeah, that's how it got funded, with the Norwood's credit card. And right before the Kardashians hit the screens, that first season, this is even after her and Ray J had broken up. She was dating Reggie Bush. Oh yeah, I'm taking it way back. They were in court, and they settled out of court because they did not want that case to be going on in public on the TV screens for the Kardashians. They literally embezzled and stole from the Norwoods. Yes, the Kardashians were thieves. That's how they were able to fund their clothing store Dash on the backs of the Norwoods. Stolen credit cards, ran up hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. And that's the sad part. It was kept out of the media. They settled out of court. And I want to post the receipts for that. I just don't want nobody to come after me, but look it up. It's a court case. I promise you it's a court case. Oh, I don't fool with that family either. But it's definitely a court case, and I've given you enough information for you to look into it. You all know when the Kardashians came out. The court case was in the court around that time. So that gave you enough information, enough ammunition to go and look for it yourself to pull up the court case. Yes, stole hundreds and thousands of dollars. And then let's not even get into how she tried to make it seem like she was drugged and sodomized by Ray J. And later on, years later, 2022, Ray J comes out with the truth and was like, hey, I didn't even sign the contract. Kim and her mama signed the contract for me. Her mom actually had us redo part of the tape so that it could look better and be more presentable, because there were other parts of the tape that made her look raunchier. But here it is. She's been able to push this narrative and these lies for years because you know what? I don't know what it is about the white tears. The white tears, the white tears. The entire world falls for the white tears. Then y'all learn with Emmett Till. The white tears. White woman had been doing her own thing. White tears, crying. And had this young man killed. And now years later, she decrepit and old, 90-something years old. They talking about, oh, well, she too old to arrest now. Bullshitting me. Let's see. They're dangerous. Absolutely, extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Clyde, extremely. There was one other topic that I wanted to talk about. Went over the Kardashians, went over Beyonce, went over hold on, let's see. Oh, I remember. So, the Grammys. If you all know, like I was telling you all, Nicki Minaj has not been nominated for anything in 7 years. And the reason being is because, hold on, let's see. And the reason being is because of her Roman's Revenge performance. Now, if you notice, a lot of people have been playing on religion at the Grammys, but they weren't blacklisted. Lil Nas X is one. And then just last night, Sam Smith was another one with his song Unholy. With devil horns on top of his head. Brace us a bit. Hey, Grammys, we see you. We see you. So why is it okay for him? He not blacklisted. No, you all just want do people. You're mad because Nicki chose her fans and she didn't want to let her fans down. And then you try to blacklist her years from now. Listen, Nicki, I don't know if you ever will see this video, but I'm going to tell you this, honey. If I was you, I'd sue the hell out of them because you definitely have a case. It's racist. It's racism. Oh, yeah. Madonna. Madonna is the queen of pushing the envelope. The queen of it. And now let's talk about these damn Renaissance tickets. How many people in the chat going to go see Beyonce Renaissance? It don't even matter. You know, everybody was saying wait until Ticketmaster releases the tickets. Don't go on to these other sites that you're going to try to buy tickets. Wait for the official tickets from Ticketmaster. So today was the date for the official tickets for Ticketmaster. A lot of people still weren't able to get on to get tickets. Then the nosebleed seats, I'm talking about nosebleed. I'm talking about stadium of 60, 70,000 people, the very top row, nosebleed, the top. I don't know if you've ever been to a tour in a stadium. The very top. There's the gate at the top. You up there in the bleachers. The most uncomfortable seats there are. Starting rate like $500-$600. There's literally people breaking up with their significant others. There are people selling plasma There are people willing to sell their bodies, sell their homes, get loans from their 401k to go to this concert. Where are your priorities, people? Now listen, again, I like Beyonce. She's amazing. But I'm not about to go into debt or lose my home or not have no lights when I get home to go to no damn concert. Get your priorities together. And guess what? It's not the white people. It's not the white people. It's us. It's people who look like us that's doing this. It's people who look like me and you that's doing this. Stop it. If it's meant for you to go, go. But don't go into debt trying to go. And she's not the only one with some foolishness. SZA, her nosebleed seats like $300, $400. It's like, what is wrong with y'all people? I was looking at these ticket prices. I was absolutely appalled. It's so many people going on tour or having very intimate concerts. We're not even going up with Adele. Adele at Caesar's Palace. I want to say she's doing she's at Caesar's, and then Usher will be at MGM Park at the Dolby Theater. He start back, I want to say, in March. Everybody going on tour having concerts this year, and y'all want to charge out of the yang. For real. Don't go broke trying to go to these concerts. Have your priorities in order. Hold on, let me see what someone says. Child, somebody got a fun blues. Right. The young woman bidding $80,000 on pieces of art. That's what you're paying for. So she could play in y'all face again, bidding on art at her grandparents' living art. What is it? Living art? They have it in Waco. Waco. I'm trying to think of the name of it. What is it? Waco Art Museum. I know that they have like their own nonprofit agency, and they do so much for those young women. Oh my gosh. How Mrs. Tina Knowles Lawson pours into those women. Amazing. Listen, I'd rather you spend money to support that organization than to spend money on these Beyonce tickets. I'm just being real. I'm just being honest. Oh. I got a feeling the hive is gonna be so many damn bees in this chat in the comment section. Don't be mad at me, and I don't want to hear no. Oh, you just broke. You're just mad because you're. No, I don't want to go broke. Trying to go to no Beyonce. I want you. Listen, I'll go. Make sure that the tickets are reasonable. What I'm gonna do up there? That's a whole nother altitude. I might as well be in a plane. Okay. Like literally at certain stadiums, I could probably be able to touch the wing of the plane. You so high up there. And those tickets, $600, $700. Lady, you are crazy. Who told you that these ticket prices were okay? And then it's like a lot of the tickets are completely sold out. And then don't even go to these other websites to buy tickets. I saw one website, what was it? StubHub. It was one of these other second party websites. $900 nosebleed seats. And people was buying them. Are you crazy? $900 for nosebleed. Honey, you won't even be able to see that lady. You will basically just be looking at the projector screen. But that, you might as well listen. You need to have a pay-per-view version, honey, because Beyonce, I just don't see it. I don't see it. You need to have a pay-per-view version or an Ivy Park exclusive version where people get paid $13.99 or $12.99 or whatever and watch it. Because people don't have no $1,000 to go have their ears popping because they so high up in the air and they can't hear you anyways. Oh, Waco, Texas. I knew it was something. I'm trying to figure out the name of it. Thank you, Clyde. Is Klarna and Afterpay involved with it? Listen, I don't even know if Klarna and Afterpay will let you know what. Let me see. Let me see. Let me do a little research, honey. Let me see if they'll let you buy tickets. Let me do Klarna. Let me do a Google search real quick. Child. Klarna take Ticketmaster. Hold on, let me do a Google search on after. What did you say? Afterpay. Okay, let's see. Let me do a Google search on Afterpay. Well, you probably won't go in debt if you do it through Klarna. Hold on, let's see if Ticketmaster take it. Let's see if Afterpay. No, but they take StubHub. StubHub. So okay, listen. You could buy your ticket on StubHub from Afterpay, or else you could buy your Ticketmaster ticket on Klarna. Now, if you go get a ticket, still don't go into no debt, because how's the breakdown? How you have to pay it like every month or something like that? I guess they could be able to do that as long as you know it's paid off in a decent time and in decent order. Listen, that made me feel a little bit better. If you go get the tickets, get it on Klarna or Afterpay. At least you don't have to go broke. You know, you could do a payment plan for your Beyonce tickets. Hold on, let me see. It's a whole recession in these raising interest rates. Absolutely. You so much you're gonna look on the Instagram clips. You know, a lot of people's plain as day. They said no photography and no videos at the Dubai show. You know, she did for the grand opening of the Atlantis. I bet that hotel and resort is absolutely stunning. If you've ever been to the Atlantis in Bahamas, can you imagine what the Atlantis is like in Dubai? Oh my gosh. She actually did a private concert for the opening of that resort. And everywhere they were saying no videography, no camera, no this, no. People still listen. Beyonce hadn't been on had no concert in how many years? You know them people was gonna videotape. Right. I told someone, I said for $1,000, them twins better be one twin better be shaking my right hand, the other one better be shaking my left hand. June Ambrose, I know she worked for them. She better be personally walking me to my seat. And then it needs to be someone from, what is it, Parkwood Management. Oh yeah, they need to be making my drinks, honey, the whole night. $1,000. Oh, they gonna always find a way to record. You absolutely right, Clyde. Always. Listen, and it's not just her. All of y'all, stop playing with black people in these tickets. I'm talking to you, Usher. I'm talking to you, SZA. I'm talking to you, Adele. Girl, you know you at the cookout, so you up in this mix too, Adele. Taylor Swift. All of y'all. Stop it. We in the middle of a recession for real, for real. I highly doubt anybody gonna ever be able to get 2.7% interest rates again in a very long time. Those people who lucked up with that interest rate back in 2021, kudos to you, honey, because I don't see it happening any other time, anytime soon. Exactly. I'll be waiting as well. I hope you have a pay-per-view version. Hey, somebody from Park, y'all want to bring some tickets on my way? I will gladly go and vlog it and tell the masses. I just can't afford that. You know, I have bills and responsibilities. I'm an adult. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. I ain't even talked to y'all about Anita Baker ticket prices. Let me tell y'all about them Anita Baker ticket prices, honey. Ridiculous. Hold on. Wait till I tell y'all these prices. Because y'all know she's going to be at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Now, see, Anita is reasonable because her cheapest tickets are around like the $180, 100. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, her tickets are more reasonable, but even the nosebleed seats like $180. But one thing about Anita, baby, them background singers and that live band ain't nothing to play with. Hey, get you $180 Anita Baker ticket at the State Farm in Atlanta. Call it a day, honey. And you can listen to Beyonce on the iPod. Is as Nene said. Oh, I listened to it on the iPod. Oh, Anita Baker is the truth. Now I don't mind you spending. Let's see how much it is for her closer tickets. See, her floor seat tickets $500 for Anita Baker. Hold on, I remember when concert tickets hover around to and with the yes. Oh my gosh, the $200 tickets. Oh my goodness, and we thought that was absolutely insane, and that was like what, like right prior to COVID. Yeah. I remember my On the Run 2 tickets and how much those tickets cost. And I was just like, girl, you have lost your mind. You are really crazy to sit up here and pay this kind of money for these tickets. Like, what is wrong with you? And I thought I was crazy then. And those tickets was pushing 3 something. And I thought I was crazy then. But now you want me to pay $800 for my ears to be popping, my nose to be bleeding? Literally, because of the altitude, I can't do it. It won't be me. And you know what? That's my budget as well for tickets. 300. I can't do more than 300. I cannot do more than 300. Elton John, I believe, was the most expensive ever for a ticket. And that was, I don't know if you all know, but Elton John, oh, I'm getting chills thinking about it. I'm a huge Elton John fan. And his final farewell tour was last year. It was his very, very final year ever touring. He did his worldwide farewell tour. And I went to his very final concert of his farewell tour. And I saved up for 3 years for those tickets because, and how I saved up for 3 years is because the tour was postponed because of COVID. So there was no way I wasn't gonna miss that tour. I was going to that tour. Elton, I was going to that tour. I'm a huge Elton John fan. My parents listened to Elton John literally, you know, when I was a baby in the womb. Like Elton. I know Elton was way before my time, but I'm telling you, huge Elton John fan, can sing the songs. It was just electrifying being in that stadium with hundreds and thousands of people everywhere. It was just amazing. Completely sold out. Now, I know you all go crazy over a Beyonce concert. Go to an Elton John concert, baby. You can Elton wasn't playing, baby. And when I tell you that thing was so organized, and we had like, just like if you ever go to a Beyonce concert, you know that like they have like Club Beehive or whatever, Club Renaissance, whatever. They have like a bar and all of that for you. They had the same thing at the Elton John concert. If you had floor seats in certain areas, like they had like Yellow Brick Road and I don't want to tell y'all too much information in the section I was in, but I was on the floor, baby. I was on the floor, baby. And we had our own bar and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy because for the Vegas show, I already have rooms for the Beyonce show in Vegas. But the tickets are just ridiculous. I'm talking about the nosebleed tickets are $900. I can't do it. I'm gonna hope and see if maybe if it don't sell as quickly as she thinks it's gonna sell, maybe some of the tickets are gonna sell later on. But like I said, that's my budget, $300. Exactly, Clyde. Exactly. I can't do it. I cannot do it. When it comes to anything, I like to budget. I don't care. Call me a stickler, call me fickle, call me cheap, call me frugal, whatever. There's a budget for everything. And I likes to stick by it. And I'm not going broke for nobody. What I look like going broke for a billionaire. I'm not doing it. So I've given you all two options on saving money. Klarna with Ticketmaster. And hold on, I just had pulled it up on Google. Hold on. And Afterpay with StubHub. So you have your options. The Vegas radio station, you'll have to call in after hearing too. Oh, they're giving away free tickets, Gina. Oh, so if you hear Beyonce songs back to back, you can call in and get free tickets. Okay, well, if you can drop that information down in the chat, honey, I'll try to call in and get tickets. Because out of all the shows that I saw, there were only like three places I would want to see the show in. Vegas was my number one choice for the States. Paris, of course. And it's not even that I like the city of Paris. I've been to Paris twice, but just the crowd, like that crowd in Paris or London, either one. And then the Canada show. Those have been my choices for the Beyonce concert. So we'll see We'll see what happens. We'll see if these prices come down and subdue. And I'm thinking about it. Even if you were to do it on Klarna or I apologize, it's late. Even if you were to do it on Klarna or Afterpay, those payments will still be like a couple of $100 for like how long? How many weeks or how many months? How does it work for the payment breakup? I don't know. You know, I'm actually gonna when I get off here with you all, I'm gonna actually look to see would it be worth my while to just go ahead and get the ticket and do it in the payment. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm just like tussling back and forth about it because I'm just like, that's just a lot of money still. Mm. It's crazy. And then people are going to be at the concert with the whole Beyonce custom outfits and all of that. You can't go to no Beyonce tour just dressed any kind of way. You can't go just with no t-shirt and no jeans on and some sneakers. No, it's the Beyonce concert. It's the tour. You have to be dressed. Absolutely, I will. I will. But right now, because at first, when it came down to those Anita Baker concerts, tickets, the least expensive ticket that I saw at that time when the tickets were first released, the least expensive tickets I saw were like $400-500, and I was like, no way. But now the ticket prices actually came down. Only problem is I already have plans, so I don't know. Ooh, and she's gonna be in Hollywood, and she's going to be in Hollywood on the 11th, which is that Saturday. Sweet Love, Angel. Mm. Anita. Ooh, now that's real music. Now that's real music. I don't know how old y'all are in the chat, but that's real music right there. I remember me being a little thing and my parents dancing and singing to that in the living room. Count me out. It's still mask season. Oh, you should see me when I travel. Oh, I have on the mask with the N95 filter. And then I also have like one of the shields on. I don't play. People look at me like I'm Darth Vader going through the airport. I do not care. God has blessed me not to contract COVID, and I don't want it. Hallelujah. Every single person I speak to, that has contracted it, they still not right. They breathing off, coughing. And from my understanding, it's like a permanent respiratory. It does something to your respiratory system permanently. That no matter what happens, you'll never be able to get rid of it. Like your breathing is restricted. Like, you know how like a normal person has like 100% function of your lungs. From my understanding, your functionality of your lungs decreases every single time you contract COVID. And it's a permanent thing. That is scary to me. That's like elephants standing on top of your chest. No, I'm good on that. Mask up. I'll be right at the Beyonce concert, singing and everything else right in the mask if I were to go. The cough goes away to a certain extent. You'll still have a cough. That will never go away. You'll still have like a lingering cough. Every once in a while you will cough, and then your breathing Never is 100% ever again. I remember Anita when she was skinny, married, and not me. Her husband got on nerves. You so funny, Clyde. I don't know all of that about Anita. All I know is my parents used to sing and dance to her in the living room. And yeah, Anita was everything. Oh goodness, who were the people that my parents listened to back in the day? There was Anita, there was Sade, there was I don't know if y'all know who this person is. Do you guys know who Phyllis Hyman is? Any Phyllis Hyman fans in the chat? Parents would listen to Phyllis Hyman. They would listen to, do you guys know who Freddie Jackson is? Oh goodness, I'm telling. Well, I don't even know if I was even alive. Yeah, I might have, yeah, I was alive, maybe. I don't know. I was really, really young. Uh what's someone else? Whitney Houston. I mean, everybody listened to Whitney. Uh uh I don't know if you guys know who this is. Beres Hammond. He's a reggae artist. Of course, listen to okay, I said Freddie. Did I say Freddie Jackson? Did I say Johnny Gill? Johnny Gill, Anita Baker, Patti LaBelle. Oh my gosh, they love Patti LaBelle. You know, that's real music. That's when people actually sang down. There wasn't all this auto tune. They actually played real instruments. Okay, let's see what Clyde said. The last time I saw Sade in concert, she sang 4/5. She was high as a kite. Yeah, they say that she had a real good affection for the ganja. But yeah, Sade was everything. They said like she would give a concert. There were a few people that just really would give, and back then people really gave concerts. I remember when I was younger, my mom and her siblings, she has several sisters. They talked about for years this Jackson 5 what was it, Jackson 5 Legacy or whatever. It was some tour that went on in the 80s. I wasn't even alive, but it was some tour that went on. And they talked about this particular tour all the time and how amazing this tour was. And I guess it was during the time where Michael Jackson had just done like his solo career, had came out with Bad and all of that, but they had went on a tour as the Jacksons, and it was such a huge thing, and they always talked about that tour for years and years and years. Ooh, Teddy Pendergrass. Ooh, Luther. Yes, Luther was everything. Oh my gosh, I still listen to Luther to this day. I still listen to Sade as well. You know what? And I was so sad about how things turned out for Lauryn Hill, because she was like our new generation Sade. You know, for us back then, like I was young, really, really young, uh, like middle school or whatever, when she had her height of her career or whatever. But I just was like, she was our Sade, and she didn't excel like we all wanted her to. And that album was everything. Even after that album had won all of those awards, years later when I finally got a car, that was the first album that I repurchased again so I could be able to put that album into my car and listen to it. You know what I mean? No one knows what happened to Sade, Miss Gina. No one knows. Hold on. If you don't go take a nap, talking about you weren't born in the 80s, child. At the end of the 80s, I got my first. I was born in the 80s. But what I'm saying is, I think that during that, okay, when was that jet? Hold on. See, now you have me looking it up. When was the final Jackson 5 tour? That's what it was called. Victory. See, I knew I wasn't crazy. Okay. So my aunts and my mom always talked about this victory tour. This was the tour. And it was in 84. It was in 84 and it was the victory tour. And apparently they grossed $196 million back then. Go ahead, Jackson 5. That was back in that money. They talk about that Prince tour too, Purple Rain. My aunt is a huge Prince fan. Like, she was one of the ones that actually went to his place in Indianapolis and all of that. Like, she a huge Prince fan. See, and you talking about me, Miss Cly. I knew I wasn't crazy. But yeah, it's certain tours that are just so memorable, and it's certain artists that are so memorable and nostalgic. You will always remember those concerts. Craziest concert this will probably be a concert. Okay, there are 2 concerts, 3 that I will always remember. I just will always remember because they were just that memorable. My first like stadium type concert was Kurt Franklin. Kurt Franklin in his stump days. My little tail went to a Kurt Franklin concert, and he told everybody to come down there and get on the stage. I went taking off running. Kurt Franklin. That's the concert that I will always remember because I was actually on the stage dancing. You know what I mean? So Kurt Franklin concert. And then the next concert that I will always remember, of course, is the Elton John concert. So memorable. Like his whole lineup. I remember the very first song all the way to the last song. I remember all of the songs in between, all of the cinematography, just all of the theater. Like, that's one of those concerts I will always remember. And then another concert I will always remember will be LaShawn Pace. I'm talking about LaShawn Pace back in the day, full sequence dresses with the kitten heels, with the tight curls back in the 90s, the Missionary Baptist Kojic days. Y'all know nothing about that. 90s LaShawn Pace. I will always remember that concert as well. Michael didn't participate. We wanted Michael and his brothers, though the original Jackson 5 was before my time, at least by a few years, I think. Yeah. So, yeah. So, that's nostalgia. A little trip down memory lane. Well, it's getting late, everyone. Thank you so much for staying up with me. Oh, yeah. LaShawn Pace can sing. And imagine seeing her live. Like, I was a kid. This was back in the 90s. I was literally a kid. She had the press and curl hair. I think that's what they would call it. The press and curl hair. Long sequence dresses. She was a thick girl. Long sequence dresses with the kitten heels, with the sequence. Remember the little sequence They would have the matching shoes, the match the sequence dress. So the shoes were sequence too, and it was like the little heel. Baby, she sang that church down. You hear me saying that church down, 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 down. I remember exactly what church it was. I remember exactly what I was wearing. I remember what color she was wearing. Uh, and it was crazy because it's a part of me that feels like the Clark sisters were there. I think it was a concert with both of them. That concert was everything. I'm gonna actually call my mom and ask her specifically about that concert. Cause child, we lived in church. Ate, breathed, slept in church. I've been to so many concerts and so many gospel artists, probably people y'all don't even know nothing about. Y'all don't even know nothing about the Canton spirituals, do you? See, I already said too much. I already said too much. That's that old church music right there. I already said too much. I already said too much. I already said too much. See. I already said too much. That's that paper Bible. That's that paper Bible save right there. Y'all know that. You don't know nothing about the Kansas spirituals, baby. Yeah, I've been to some of everybody's concerts. Pretty much every single gospel artist in the 90s that was a quartet, single, whatever, Yolanda Adams, BB and CC Wonder. I've seen them all. I've seen them all. Like I said, we lived in church. And anybody singing about Jesus, my mama was taking us to the concert, regardless if we wanted to go or not. We just go listen to songs. Yes. And especially on Sunday morning, my grandmother had this thing. She would cook breakfast before Sunday school because we would go to Sunday school. Like I came from a family that was deep in the church. Of course, we would go to Sunday school, but she would also like pre-prep her Sunday meal from Saturday. And she would blast that church music first thing in the morning. You would hear it. 5 a.m. My grandmother would be up, baby, cooking and getting her meal together. And Shirley Caesar. Okay, I'm gonna end with this one little thing. Shirley Caesar, I remember mama in a happy way. Ooh, my grandmother would play that. I promise you, if somebody were to play it, I would probably know every single word verbatim. My grandmother played it that many times. And back then, they would have those cassette player, the not cassette, the VHS tape that would play like the gospel videos. Like, you could order it on the TV. You would call in or order it on the TV. So my grandmother had tapes and tapes and tapes and tapes and tapes of all these gospel artists and they concerts. And oh my goodness. It's what I would do to have that lady back again. Mm-hmm. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for staying on with me. I know it is late. Thank you so much, so much, so much. Thank you for just listening to me talk and rant. And until next time, I will talk to you later. This is Mimosa Chronicles, and I am signing off. Good night, everyone.